my dear students. Today we are going ahead and we will understand the microprocessor 8085 opcode fetch cycle timing diagram. And before understanding the timing diagram for the opcode, we have to understand what the opcode is. Opcode means operation code. A code which is to be fed in the memory so that a program can be completed. What is opcode? Opcode is a binary number. It is a hex number for a particular instruction. And this opcode is to be written in the memory, in the user memory. Generally, the user memory in the 8085 microprocessor starts not from 0. It is started from say 2000 or 3000. So now the question may be, what is there between 0000H and 2000H? Here in the memory from 00 to this we are having monitor program. And this monitor program is basically similar to operating system. As every time, whenever we are switching on the mobile or any electronic device, computers, tablets, PC, a monitor program is continuously running. What it is doing? It is checking. A predefined program is there. That predefined program is every time checking, goes on checking whether something is, say whether some key is pressed or not. Every time it is checking the I/O, input output device. For your mobile phones, your input as well as output device will be what? It is a touch screen. Touch screen is input device also and it is output device also. We are seeing everything on the touch screen. We are seeing the output generated by the processor. And whenever we are touching a particular icon, we are giving input by changing the capacitance of the touch screen. And it is responded by the microprocessor. This is the way in which our touch screen is acting as an input as well as output device. Now, so every time this monitor program or operating system of the computer is checking whether some key is pressed or not, whether some input is generated at the input port or not, like that. And depending on the input received by the processor, further activity is decided. Suppose I am pressing some icon in our mobile to run a particular application. Again, a new program will be now running. That is a new application. Which means this monitor program is facilitating the users the different activities. It is the operating system of a particular mobile or PC or a particular machine. Now, as we have clarified, from 00 to 2000 say H, we are having monitor program. Now, after that, in the memory, we are having total 64K memory in the microprocessor 8085, which is ranging from 0000H to H. And out of this 64 kilo memory, some memory will be used by the monitor program, some memory will be used by user memory, say up to say F000. This is the user area. And after that we are having stack memory. Which means the memory of the microprocessor is divided into three portions. One portion is as we have explained the monitor program, second portion is user, and third portion is stack memory. Now in our area, that is user area, we can write our own program, and today we will understand the opcode. Opcodes are the operation codes for a particular instruction in the microprocessor 8085. So for understanding opcode in the 8085 microprocessor, we have to understand at least say one instruction. So today we are introducing a very simple instruction to you, and that simple instruction is MVI A. Say for example, I am taking some data 5H. What this instruction is, first I will tell you what this instruction is, then I will tell you how this instruction will be written in the memory, and then we will see what will be the timing diagram for this opcode as well as for this instruction also. In this sequence today we will go ahead. First I am telling you MVI A. It means move the content, move the data, this data immediately to accumulator register. MVI A means it is a short form of the microprocessor language known as mnemonics. This language is called as mnemonics. And when we are writing MVI A, we are not writing MVI A in the microprocessor. We are writing this MVI A in paper or in our code for our understanding. MUP will not understand MVI A. What this is? This is an instruction. This is a instruction for our understanding, MVI A. What this instruction is? Move immediately the next data to accumulator. This data is to be moved to accumulator. This is the instruction. And how the machine will understand this? Machine will not understand this English like language. It will understand the codes. It will understand the hexadecimal codes. It will understand ultimately hexadecimal codes are to be converted into binary. And machine will understand only binary. That is 1 and 0 and its combination. Which means it will understand 1 means plus 5 volt, 0 means 0 volt. Now, if this instruction is to be written in the memory, we have to write, suppose say we are writing at location number 2001, we are writing this instruction. How this instruction will be written in the memory? This instruction will be written as 3E. What is 3E? 3 is the operation code. It is opcode. Opcode for instruction MVI A. That means this data 3E. 3E is what? It is a operation code. It is a ultimately 3 means 00113, and then we are having E, which is again a binary combination. So machine will understand 3E. Now the question is how machine will understand 3E as move the content and next content to the accumulator. This will be decided by the instruction decoder, which is there inside the microprocessor. That means inside the MUP we are having instruction decoder or opcode decoder. Whenever this 3E comes to inside the instruction decoder, then this instruction decoder will decide what is the next operation which is to be performed by the microprocessor. Which means whenever 3 will be received by the instruction decoder, this instruction decoder will decide that the next data is 5H. This is the data. This data is to be transferred to register A. That means machine will understand the binary codes, and depending on the binary codes, it will decide the different operations. What are the different operations? As we have already explained: memory read, memory write, IO read, IO write. These are the general operations. That means, which means for MVI A, the opcode is 3, which is written in the memory like this at a location number 2002. We will have 55, which means if we will see this instruction which we have understood, move this data to the accumulator, this instruction in the microprocessor will be written as a code 3 is the operation code for MVI A, and then it is we are writing the data 55. This is in this way we are proceeding and we are writing our program. So every time whenever we are writing program, we are just writing the different codes in the memory of the microprocessor, and then when this program is running, it will be executed according to the different circuitry as we have explained. Now, as say we have taken the example of MVI A, 3 is the opcode, 55 is the data. Now we will come to understand what will be the timing diagram for this opcode fetch cycle. So, which is telling you at which time the different activities are to be performed by the microprocessor 8085. Certainly, with the help of address bus, data bus, and these different control signals which we have already elaborated. These control signals are address latchable, IOM bar, read bar, write bar, and status signals S1 and S0. So today we will go ahead and we will understand how the timing diagram for opcode fetch cycle should be drawn. Here, as you are seeing, the total T states required are 4. As we have already seen, for memory read and write, and for IO read and IO write, the T states required are only 3. But here, for the opcode fetch cycle, the T states required are 4. 4 T states are required. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, now the question may be, why 4 T states? Because opcode is also a hex number, binary number, which is to be inputted from memory to inside the microprocessor. Opcode fetch means to go and bring. Whenever program will be run, how the program will be run? Whenever we are loading this 2001 in the program counter, for running a particular program, we have to load this 2001 starting address in the program counter, because program counter is sequencing the program. It is locating the address via the address bus. If you see the address bus, say address bus will be connected. It will be connected to address decoder. Say this is our address bus, which is connected to the address decoder. For executing any program, the PC is loading the starting address. Say in our case 2001H will be loaded to address bus A02, A15, and this address will be decoded by the address decoder, and this memory location will be pointed. And at this location we are having 3, which is the opcode for MVI-A, and this 3 will be transferred via the data bus to the inside the microprocessor. So this transfer of 3E, which is the operation code, we have to understand, and we have to see the different timings. What are the different timings? At what time what activities are to be carried out? So we are starting this because 4 T states are required. If you see the address latch enable signal, this address latch enable signal is activated at a T1 and then it is deactivated for all 4 T states. What does it mean? It means that from lower order buses are AD0 to AD7. The address, lower order address, is to be extracted because later on during next time period this buses has to carry the data, which will be elaborated again in the demultiplexing process in the next lecture in detail. Because latch is nothing, latch is a flip-flop. Latch is a storing device. Whenever at a T1 time, whenever ALE is enabled, the lower order address is stored in the flip-flop, in the latch, and it is holded so that this location should not change. So that it will point out a same location 2001, so that it will facilitate the transfer of operation code or data from a particular memory location to inside the microprocessor. Now whenever ALE is enabled during T1, now we will see the status of the higher order address buses, which are A8 to A15. What is the higher address? Higher address is 20. Where it is loaded? It is loaded in the program counter. For running a particular program, we have to load the PC with 2001 because we have written program. A 2 byte instruction we have written. This is a 2 byte instruction. At first byte is 3, which is the operation code. Second byte is the data. Now whenever PC is loading this 20 to higher order address bus, the content of higher order address bus will be same and it will remain same for all 4 T states. Thus here the 20H, which is the content of say PC I bit, will be loaded to higher order buses A8 to A15. And now we will see what will be the status of lower order multiplexed AD buses, common buses. These common buses are AD0 to AD7, and here these buses are designed in such a manner so that it will carry the address at some time, that means at T1 time, and later on it will carry the data, which means whenever ALE is enabled, this content of PC lower bit, which is equal to 0, 1 in our case, will be loaded on this AD0 to AD7 buses, which are the lower order address buses, and later on it will be this same buses will carry the data. In our case, because we have to understand the opcode phase cycle, which means this 3E will be loaded here later on. Here the content will be during T2 and T3. Here the content will be 3E, which is what? Which is the operation code, opcode. And what is there in the last? This is a rest period. So that this content 3E should go to the instruction decoder. A rest period is given for opcode fetch. For memory read, for IO read, IO write, rest period is not given. But in opcode fetch cycle, one rest period is given, so that which will facilitate this operation. 3E will go to the instruction decoder, and later on MUP will decide what to do next. In our case, what is the next activity? Next activity is to transfer this 5. That means MUP will decide after reaching this 3, when 3 reaches instruction decoder, it will decide, yes, now we have to do the next operation. What is the next operation? Next operation is memory read operation. And then the content of 55 will be transferred to the accumulator. That means this 3E will not be transferred to the accumulator. 3E will be transferred to instruction decoder. And now we are moving ahead. When it will be transferred? During T2 and T3. When these control signals were generated from pin number 34, 32, 31. These are the different control signals for IO, M bar, read bar, write bar, as several times we have elaborated. Now we'll see the status of this control signals. Okay. So what will be the status of IOM bar? IOM bar, because the operation code is there in the memory. That means it is not a IO operation, it is a memory operation, because operation code and data are stored in the memory. So this, because it is a memory operation, it should be activated low from the starting, and it should be activated up to all 4 T states. IO MR will be equal to 0. You can say IO oblique MR must be equal to 0. And because it is a memory read operation, memory, from the memory we have to fetch the operation code. So it is a memory read operation. So we'll see the status of read bar. If we see the status of read bar will be activated after T1 clock cycle, because during T1 address is activated and address flash enable is holding the lower order address. So this read bar will be activated during T2 and T3. The things are similar to whatever we have studied in memory read cycle and IO read cycle. Read bar should be activated during T2, T3, same as we have earlier studied. If we see the write bar will not be activated. There is no role of write bar. But this IO bar and read bar combinedly, if they are fed to decoder or they are fed to gates 74LS32 and combination of 74LS04. 74LS32 is a OR gate and 74LS04 is a NOT gate, inverter. As we have already studied, with this 3 signals we can generate 4 control signals: IO read, memory read, memory write, IO read and IO write. So if we see the status of, because it is a memory read, we have to see the status of memory read cycle, memory read signal. Again this memory read signal is generated from this read bar and IOM bar. Thus this memory read will also be activated during T2 and T3. Now the question is, how much delay between this and this? Yes, delay is there. Delay is whatever the delay of the electronic circuitry. Normally we have already seen say if we are using decoder or if we are using gates, delay of 21 nanosecond is there when we are using PTL logics. We have already explained LS series is low power Schottky TTL logic is there, and which is generating delay of nanosecond. It is less, but delay is there. Now, when this memory read will be given to this memory here, memory read, then depending on this activation, these three data will be transferred via the data bus. These are, we have shown 80 to 87 combined data buses. It will be transferred from here to the instruction decoder, and then this instruction will be decoded, and again instruction decoder will issue the instructions for further processing. What is the further processing? Further processing is the again one more cycle, that is memory read cycle, which means when instruction will be received in the instruction decoder, next cycle is decided. Again, next cycle will be comprising of 3 T states, which are T5, T6 and T7, and these 3 T states will be actually memory read cycle, which we have already studied. So, if we consider the total instruction cycle, this instruction cycle to complete one instruction, what is the instruction MVI A 55H? We require 7 T states and we require 2 machine cycles. One machine cycle is upward fetch. Another machine cycle is here. We will have memory read cycle, which is basically of 3 T states, which means for implementation of total instruction cycle, we require 7 T states. If for 7 T states, we can calculate time also, no problem in that. So in this way, we have completed today the upward fetch cycle, as well as we have completed the instruction cycles. And in the next lecture, we will cover the real operation of ALE. Some students have asked me last time, what is the ALE? Yes, it is very important signal, and this signal will be elaborated to you in detail in the next lecture, when we will understand the demultiplexing process of lower order address and data buses. So this is all about today's lecture, and thank you very much, and we may elaborate this thing in a short by say having projections on this, so that everything will be clear. Just now we can bring the camera and we will see that, right? And then we will end the today's class. Okay, wait for some time. Now, as a summary, we can say, for understanding the upward fetch cycle, first we have to see 4 T states are required, 1, 2, 3, 4. So clock signal should be drawn for 4 T states. Now we are having ALE, pin number 30. ALE is activated at T1, then it is deactivated for all other T states. Then we are having higher order address bus, as we have taken the example of this memory location 2001, where we have loaded the data, instruction code 3, which is the instruction code of MVI A. So this PC high bit must be 20, indicating the higher address of 2001, PC high bit will be to 0. Then during T1 clock cycle, as ALE is activated, here the content will be PC low bit will be 01 will be loaded on the AD0 to AD7 buses, and later on this opcode will be loaded on the address and data buses, which is 3E. And when it is loaded, when this, because it is a memory operation, IO M bar is activated low throughout the 4 T states. And then we are having read bar. If you see the read bar will be activated at T2, T3, facilitating the generation of memory read signal at T2 and T3. And when this signal is generated, the instruction code 3E is transferred via data bus to the instruction decoder of the microprocessor, and then instruction decoder will issue the instruction. So this is all about the timing diagram of opcode fetch cycle.